Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I could not be any more grateful. Tonight, we have our Crosstalk Friday meeting at 7 o'clock, 5747 East Pea Ridge Road in Huntington. If you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area, come on down and hang out with us for the quickest hour in recovery. It's a group of like-minded drunks and drug addicts sitting around and talking about how we got sober and how we're planning on staying sober. If you know you or someone you know needs a little bit of hope, healing, and restoration, invite them on down to this meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll see you there. I've always been an inquisitive person. Anyone who knows me knows I will ask a million questions. Unfortunately, that didn't serve me well in my early years in academia by any means. Matter of fact, in school, I was a terrible student. When I'd show up to class unprepared, I'd show up to class more interested in being Mr. Cool Guy, Mr. Funny Guy, fitting in, being part of the Cool Kids Club, all right? Of course, I was such a terrible student, I ended up dropping out of high school. Thinking, okay, well, I can learn it all on my own. I struggled for several years after that, went back, got my GED, went on to college, and I learned how to learn. But I often wonder if that didn't play a part in my becoming an alcoholic. See, I never learned how to deal, how to heal, and how to feel. I never learned how to cope with my life, because I was always afraid of asking questions. I never took advantage of that classroom environment that I was in. And so I often wonder, if that didn't have a part to play. It might have, might not, I don't know. But when I finally decided to get sober and I came back into the rooms for what I believe was the last time, I realized that this is my last recovery. This is my last effort, my last ditch stand. Matter of fact, I said the other night that I am positive I have one more drink in me, but I'm not guaranteed I have one more recovery in me. So I knew in July of 2021, I knew I had to get this right. And so what did I do? I came back into the rooms of recovery, and I started trying to learn. Matter of fact, I used to say it all the time, that I had a very narrow window of opportunity to get in and to learn as much as I could, because I knew that life was going to come back and give me the ultimate test. Did I learn enough? Did I learn what I needed to learn in order to cope, in order to deal, in order to heal? Life was going to give me the test. So I had to maximize. I had to maximize my time while in these meetings. Matter of fact, I started treating these meetings as a classroom, hence the recovery classroom. Matter of fact, every meeting I went to, I had my little journal. I used to carry a tablet and take notes. Those of you who knew me in early recovery, you remember me carrying around a tablet. I take notes. I still take notes. I got a ton of these journals where I'll be in a meeting and I'll sit and I'll write down random shit. We'll be talking or I hear somebody talking and they'll say something. I'm like, oh shit, I need to remember that. And then 5 months later, whenever I need that little piece of inspiration that they just shared, I remember and I can go back and look at it. I don't write down Jimmy said this and Sally said that and blah, blah. I don't write that shit down, no. And then let's be real, let's be honest, keep it honest, right? Honest program. There'll be times I'll be in a meeting, somebody will be talking about something, and I am thinking about something completely different, and I'm trying to sort my thoughts, so I'll write it down. My point here is every recovery meeting I'm in, I treat it as if I'm back in a classroom. And whoever is speaking is the professor. Whoever is speaking is the teacher. And that's what I love about the crosstalk meetings, right? Because a lot of times I might have a question, and I'm too ADHD to remember that question. A lot of times I'll have a question, and I'll be able to ask the teacher, ask the person who's speaking. I'll be able to ask them a question that I have, so I can write it down for me. I don't write it down for anybody else. I write it down for me because, again, at the end of the day, I know that sooner or later, whatever the professor in that recovery room is teaching me, whatever the teacher is discussing in that recovery classroom, so to speak, for me, life is going to give me a test on that sooner or later. And I need to make sure I have my cheat sheet. My cheat sheet. And that's what I call these now. These are my cheat sheets. Every meeting I go to, I try to make sure I have my cheat sheet so I can take my notes. It's an open book quiz. The problem is, are you prepared? See, in my early days, I was never prepared. Now, I have something to refer back to. I have my cheat sheet. Um, you can ask anybody who knows me. A lot of times, more often than not, they'll see me in a meeting with my little notebook, just taking my notes, because I'm taking the notes for me, something I can refer back to. I know Eric. I gave Eric the suggestion to start taking notes. And man, this guy, he writes these. He's got more of these books and completed and filled than I do. That's all he does is just write, and it's incredible. Like I said, I'll write down random ideas, things I need to remember, the things I want to remember. But at the end of the day, I treat my recovery meetings just as if I'm in a classroom learning something. Because isn't that what we're trying to do? We come in, we listen to what the person is saying, we try to pick up some new skill, some new trait, and take it back home and apply it in our lives. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing anyway? That's the whole reason why I started hanging out with drunks and drug addicts who figured out how to solve their problem. Why couldn't it help me solve mine? So I want to encourage you, find a recovery room to where you treat it like as if you're going to class. Because at the end of the day, that's the whole purpose of us going to these recovery rooms, is to learn, to hang around people who figured out how to solve their problem so that I can help solve my own problem. Sooner or later, life is going to give us that quiz, and I want to make sure that I have my cheat sheet ready and available to use for this open book quiz that I know is coming. It's just a matter of time. I know it's coming. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I cannot be any more appreciative. If there's a topic you'd like to have discussed, feel free to email it directly to me. You can even message it into the Facebook Messenger group. There's a bunch of us back here on the back end. You can let us know that way as well. So I want to encourage you to also share these videos. Invite your friends to the Recovery Classroom Facebook group page. You never know who needs to hear what they might find and what they might read and see inside of the Recovery Classroom on Facebook. So please feel free to share. We'll be talking again soon, guys. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.